Hi guys, Boston Potter here. I'm going to show you some things to do with the Pottery Glazes. We've been getting a lot of questions because of the stoneware that's out there about how they could get the Pottery Glazes, the people who don't have stoneware and want to use the Pottery Glazes and still get that kind of high fire look. They had some questions about how can we do that, and do we have anything new? So I'm trying a few different techniques with the Pottery Glazes. I've done some of them before, so but this is more about pouring the Pottery Glazes instead of brushing them on, which makes a difference, makes it look even a little more high fire looking. And I did brush on 3 coats of surface coat blacktop. So you're going to have the black surface coat, and then you're going to have 3 colors. You're going to have Blue Lagoon, Iron Moss, and Pottery Patina. Now, you got to get some little Dixie cups. Iron Moss, Blue Lagoon. I mark it on here because some colors look identical. Like there are colors in the bottles that go like this. They both look the same, but they're 2 different colors. So you want to make sure you mark your cups. Otherwise, you're not going to know which one is which, because you do have to thin them down. And then you're going to have Pottery Patina, but I put it in a Funwriter bottle. Now, it's watered down even in here. So once I make it, I pour some in the Funwriter bottle to do this. You don't have to use that Funwriter bottle. You can squeeze it like this and put it on. You can do it either way. So, anyway, so what we're going to do, I'm going to take the Iron Moss, and you're also going to need this, a liner brush. That's the other thing you're going to need. You will need something to stir up the glaze, because you're going to put, you don't need much color in here. So you're going to put some Iron Moss. I'm going to put maybe 1/4 cup. I'm not even going to use that much, okay? Then I'm going to take the Blue Lagoon, which is not a Pottery Glaze, but I want to try this because it's just a regular Simplicity gloss glaze. It's a gloss glaze. It's very cobalt looking, so I want to try this to see how this looks. So I'm going to put some of that in here too. Same thing, I'm gonna take both of these. They're about 1/4 cup. I already thinned down the Pottery Patina and put it in there. So you're gonna take your water, and you're gonna take a teaspoon. You're gonna take it, put a teaspoon at least of glaze in there. You're gonna of water into the glaze. You're gonna stir it up good, because you really want to water this down. If it's too thick, it's not gonna work out so well. But if it's too watered down, it should still be okay too. So don't worry about it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Some of the glazes, the Pottery Glazes, are thicker than others. So if it's a thick glaze, you're going to have to add more water, because you want it like loose enough that it's very pourable. Sort of like milk, okay? So you want to wipe your thing off and your palette knife off. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the Blue Lagoon. I'm going to put a teaspoon of water in there, because you see how thick it is? It doesn't pour. I'm pouring it, and it's going so slow. So I'm going to do that for this one too. Mix it up. You can see there's not much in here. The bigger, if you do a bigger plate, you're going to need, more paint, more glaze, and more water. So you just want to get it to the consistency of this. So I just showed you how when I poured it. See, now it's going to pour very quickly. So it's just very watery, okay? So everything's marked. I'm ready to go. So what I'm going to first do is I'm going to try the Iron Moss first. Then I'm going to go with the Blue Lagoon. So I'm going to put the Iron Moss, and I'm going to pour enough that I can spread it around, okay? I can always add more. I don't want to have to roll it off the edge, so I'm going to try to, get it done on the first shot. If you pour too much in the center, then you're going to end up pouring it off, and then you're going to have to go back and fix your black if you want a black edge on it. Doesn't need to be perfect. As you can see how I'm doing this. You want to get it to your corners. I think I put exactly just enough on here, so that's a good thing. So you want to cover all your spots. And you want to go around the edge like maybe twice, because you want that edge to have enough color on it, okay? So I'm going to go around once more to get it, almost like getting a second coating on it. You can see it, if you can see it, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, running down a little bit. So I'm getting a little bit closer to the edge. Now, if you get it to the point, if it gets to the point where, okay, I want to see it's going down the edge now, but I can use my finger to tap it too if it wasn't. But this is going pretty good now. Okay, so I got quite a bit. So it's pretty good. It's not too thick. This is how I'm going to leave it. I'm going to kind of pour it back in, sort of into the center. Okay, now while it's still wet, I'm going to put my Blue Lagoon. Now, I'm going to pour, now you can just do different designs or whatever you want to do. I'm going to pour some in the middle, like this. And I'm going to keep pouring, so it kind of, I'm going to let it spread out for a minute, okay? I'm going to move it a little bit because I want it to. Okay, now I'm going to take my pottery patina and I'm going to put some drops of pottery patina in the middle, okay? Now I'm going to take my little brush, the liner brush, and now I'm going to start moving this out, okay? I'm going to get a paper towel so that I can just kind of dab my brush off a little bit. So I'm going to kind of move this out and make these lines in here. Now, I don't know what this is going to come out like, so I haven't done one with these colors, so that's what I did. But now, because I just want to do something else on it, because I don't know how this is going to work, so I want to do something else on it. So now I'm going to take and put some drops in the corner of pottery patina, just because. I might even put like drops like this. Okay, I'm also going to put, I think I'm going to put a couple of drops of, the Blue Lagoon. Now, I didn't put the Blue Lagoon inside those, so, I mean, in one of those bottles, but it's easier in the little bottle, but I'm going to put a couple of drops around the edges there, the perimeter. All right, so that's what I did with this one. So like I said, you can just do different things, but you can use this brush. Now, if I want to, I can just take the brush and just kind of go like this. If I do this, I'm going to show you, because see what it's going to do? It's going to make a little circle around and almost look like hearts instead of drops. So I'm going to do that and see how that looks, okay? So that's what we got. So you see the before. That's what's going in the kiln. We'll see what happens. Okay, that's it. It's very wet. If you start to move it, it will still flow, as you can see. You don't want to do that. It's okay if it's very heavy. It looks like it's really heavy in the middle and it's really pooling, but because we thinned down the colors, it's not as heavy as you would think. So it's gonna do, I think it's gonna do something really cool, but we'll see. All right, that's it, because I've did others like this. So that's this one, okay? And this is just the little little coupe square plate. So, all right, so that's it. Let's see what happens. All right, catch you later.